Hi, everyone. Welcome to Live Chat Tuesday, number 55, with my co-host, Dee of Dee's Creative Hands Crochet.
Hi, everybody.
I want to welcome everyone that's in the chat, and I want to welcome those that are watching on replay. Thank you very much, and I hope everyone's having a great day. And please leave me a comment if you are watching on replay. And let's see. Dee has just joined my monthly lineup. So every third Tuesday of the month, she will be live with me. And I just want to say it is awesome to have you. And I welcome.
Well, thank you. I'm very glad to be here.
And
I always have fun when we talk. So I figured this is a good thing.
We have Brenda Young and BDR Schutz, I guess. She says her name is Diane, aka BDR, Laura, and Karen. Hi, everyone. Welcome in. We also have Joe, Garden State Gardener. Hi, Joe. Welcome. And Samantha Stewart.
I wish that light wasn't so bright. Sorry, I'm bleached out, everybody. I'll get this all figured out.
So how is everyone? How are you, Dee?
I'm doing all right. Mark's got his surgery for his knee replacement tomorrow, so I'm a bit nervous, and they won't let nobody up at the hospital but me, so I got to sit there and crochet and be a nervous wreck. But other than that, I'm all right. But
I'll be keeping you on my prayers.
Thank you. I'll take all the prayers I can get.
So today our trivia is going to be Tombstone. And this came out in 1993. It has Val Kilmer, Kurt Russell, Sam Elliott, and Bill Paxton, plus a couple other people. And it's a Western. Now, one thing I learned about this last night when I was reading the fun facts, give y'all a little snippet of the fun fact. Kurt Russell actually helped direct it, but he was unaccredited. He didn't get any of the credit. So that's kind of fun to learn.
I wonder why. I love that movie. I kind of like Westerns.
Because he didn't do what?
I said I like Westerns, but that one in particular, there's a lot of eye candy going on there. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I think he didn't want the credit because there was a reason behind it, and I can't remember it honestly, but he didn't want the credit. He wanted it to go to another person. So that's why it was.
Want it, and didn't get it. It's different story. Yeah.
We also have Peggy Moreland. Welcome in, Peggy. She goes, "This is Mississippi D. I'm watching you too." And Brenda is doing well, working on another caterpillar amigurumi for a customer. Oh, that one was cute that you posted, Brenda. And we have Anita. Do what?
I still haven't tried amigurumi yet. I'll get to it. It just makes me nervous. Everything's so little.
Nah, and I don't do small amigurumi. I use 4-weight yarn and a 4mm hook or a 4.5 or a 5.5. And so it's not so tiny. I cannot see me making an amigurumi like with crochet thread or something like some people do.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Cardinal eggs. Those little tiny cardinal eggs. Those are dinky.
Well, they look small, but they're really not.
That's
I mean,
small, Crystal. That is small. I don't care
well,
what you
actually,
say.
it's 2, 3. It's 5 rows worked in the round, but it's done with, I think, a 3mm hook.
See, that's dinky to me. I don't know. I'm going to get the nerve up. I've been buying all these amigurumi books, and I bought this one. I don't know if you've seen it, the creepy one where it has like Jekyll and Hyde and
Mhm.
Frankenstein and all. I really want to start making those. Those are so cool, and I really want to. So I'm getting up the nerve. I'm gonna wait till this surgery business is over with, and then sit down and really try. But all that little tiny stuff, I don't know. I'm gonna try it.
Well,
And then
good
if I
luck
don't
with
like
it.
it, then all that stuff's going in giveaways because if I can't do it, it's out of here.
Yeah. Um, let's see. We have Karen. She says, "Hi, everyone." And those are fun to make. She says, "Do it, Dee. I love the books you bought."
I did get some really cool books, and I got them super cheap, like half price or less than half price.
Mhm.
And so that's the reason I bought them. And but I just, like I said, I haven't sat down to do it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous about it, but I guess I should just get over it and dive in. I
Yeah.
will. I will.
And my grandmother is here, Patricia Walker. She says, "Hello to
Hello.
Joe, Garden State Gardener. Said, wanted to let you know I had to get a pond dug this morning to avoid a 4th flooding of my garden. I am sick
Oh,
of trenching and digging out this concrete soil at 74."
oh boy. Well, that was a good alternative.
Mm-hmm. Laura says, "I love working with small yarn. That's an awesome book." Karen says, "D, you'll be building houses out of amigurumi. You can use your weight acrylic." And she says hi to Patricia.
Yeah, and I figure, I like the small yarn. Like I
Mm-hmm.
like to work with thinner yarns. The bulky ones are okay, but honestly, it kind of puts my wrist through it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like when
Yes,
I'm
I
making the
do.
rugs, oh, I can really tell at the end of the day, my wrist is
Mm-hmm.
really, it's probably carpal tunnel or something, but I
Yeah.
can really tell. So I really like to work with the thinner yarns, even though I have arthritis. I don't know, it doesn't seem to bother it. So I really like that, but just it seems them things are so tiny, like their little arms and eyeballs, and I don't know, just all that stuff. It seems to be too much. It's like that big octopus in my bathroom. I don't know if you've seen, but I just got this huge crochet octopus. Well, I wanted
Mm-hmm.
it so bad. And so I talked my sister into it because she does amigurumi. And I talked her into doing it. And I gave her the yarn, bought the pattern, did all that stuff. And she made me that octopus. And she goes, never again. And now that is a huge thing, you know.
Yeah.
So that started my nervousness about amigurumi. It's like I had other things going at the time. At that time, I was, crocheting and selling my items.
Mm-hmm.
So I was too busy. I had a bunch of orders, and I since stopped that. It's just there's too much pressure going on there. I like to crochet and look and enjoy myself, not do it
Yeah.
because I have to.
Yeah.
So
I
I
understand that.
stopped doing that. But I was in a crunch at that point, and so she did the octopus, and oh man, she complained through the whole thing and had to frog it a million times. I'm like, oh goodness, I don't know if I want to get involved in all that. So, but
I
I'm gonna
do
get
say
over
that
it.
some patterns are easier than others.
Yeah, I'm sure, just like with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I love your cardinals. Those are so
Oh, thank
cute.
you.
When you were asking for testers, I wanted to so bad, but I don't know how to do it. So I better not. I better not even volunteer because then I'll be freaking out if I don't get it just right. So
No, and the thing is, like when I find testers for patterns, I just want to make sure it don't matter if the item looks terrible if the pattern is correct is all I'm looking for. You know, can you follow it? Can you understand what it's saying? Is the stitch count correct? Is there misspelled words? Stuff like that. That's technically all that matters. So,
but see, if you don't know anything about it and you've never done it before, you wouldn't know. I
yeah,
don't know if that's right. I could be doing it wrong every time, you know.
yeah.
So I'll wait till I get a little bit better at that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm going to try.
Okay, let
I
me
think
get
I can
caught
do
up on
anything. I
these
keep my mind.
comments real quick.
I don't know why I'm not seeing comments, and I'm on my laptop. So
you might be on a private chat.
I am. That's exactly
And
the
then
problem.
if you switch, I think at the top it says public or comments or
There we
something
go.
like that.
Now I see them. I got them now.
We have Hooks and Horseshoes. Christy, welcome in. Peggy Moreland says, Crystal, does your grandmother crochet? Yes, she does. And Pamela Hunter, welcome in. She says, hi, Crystal and Dee. Garden State Gardener says, well, Patricia, you don't look 74, more like 54. Karen says, Super Saver or Walmart brand is what I use, and that is the Mainstays brand. And I like that actually better than Super Saver. It has more yardage and it's less money. My grandmother says to you, Dee, that Crystal can help you with the dragon. She made 6, I think, so far. I tried that one time.
Like that.
Asked Crystal. I gave the pieces to her and never tried it again. Now, it was a little giraffe, and she had the legs made, the body, and the head, and it didn't come out right. And she's like, here. But yeah, I would love to help if you ever need help. Brenda says, D, I never use the hook size it calls for. I don't use any size less than a 4mm hook. I use 5 to 5.5 hooks and a lot hooks a lot. I have arthritis in both of my hands and can't use any smaller than that.
What is going
on? Laura Jo is here. Hi, welcome in, Laura Jo. How are you? And Laura says, you can make some beautiful butterflies with embroidery floss too. Karen wants to be a tester for a pattern. Well, Karen, the next time, I always announce when I need testers and videos, mostly on my Yarn Talk Thursday, or I make a separate video looking for testers. And the next tester that I need for a pattern, just send me an email and let me know. And I'd love to have you as a tester. And she also says embroidery floss is good for hair clips too.
I have a lot of embroidery floss because over the years, I've embroidered everything you can think of. I used to really, that was my thing. And so I have a half a cabinet full of embroidery floss. I mean, one of these days I'll figure out something else to do with it.
Well, I know it is good for like doing details on amigurumi, like
right, like the eyes or the mouth.
I used actually sewing string, sewing thread, like for a sewing machine. That's what I used on the details on this. But floss would be great for it too.
That's a cute kitty. Speaking of kitties,
it's actually a dog. I was going for a kitty, but it's a dog.
Oh, okay. Well, it's got pointed ears, so I assumed it was a kitty.
Yeah, I was trying to go for a cat, but it looked more like a dog than a cat.
Speaking of kitties, how did you find your kitties? Are they back? What's going on with that?
Oreo came back later that night. She just, as soon as it got dark, she'd come right home. Don't know if she was in the garage somewhere hid or what, but she came home later that night. So, and she hasn't disappeared, but I did see Tom last night twice in the front yard.
Oh,
But I think
yay.
something traumatic has happened to him because he won't let me get near him. He's very skittish. I don't know if he got closed up in someone's barn and got scared of humans again or what, but I mean, he never was like that.
Does
And
he
I've had
appear to
him
be
3 years.
hurt? Is he like
Huh?
hurt or anything?
He don't look to, I mean, he don't appear to be hurt as far as I know, but if he had some kind of like head trauma or injury, maybe. Well, yes, he did get in a fight. Like on the April 18th, he got in a fight with another cat. But that's the same cat I keep seeing him chasing around. I don't know. It's just, but I am seeing him more. He's coming up to the house more. He's still staying away during the day. But other than that, as soon as it's dark, I'll see him somewhere outside, whether it's in the pasture or the front
Well, at
yard.
least you know where he's at. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe he'll warm up again.
We have Daniel of the Paw Ply Guys here. Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. I just love his yarn. Him and
Yes,
X are
he
so
does
cool.
beautiful work. He is also one of my members, so his link is always in the description box of every video. So if you do not know who he is, please go check him out. And let's see. We also have Left is Right Crochet with Sandy. Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
My grandmother had said, D, if the duck looks like a dog, there is a pattern problem.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be my luck, right?
Karen said, I made almost all of the Pokemon characters for my grandson. I made a Pikachu one time for my brother and a Sonic. Thank you, Laura Jo. I'm glad both of them are back. I mean, Tom's not completely back, but he's around, and that's all that I'm happy. I'm glad he's not laying in a ditch somewhere. So
I think I need new glasses or something. I'm having the hardest time. Yeah, I got them bifocals. So, lower half, so I gotta move my head around. This old stuff, getting old stuff isn't for sissies, I'll tell you that.
My grandmother says hello to the Paw Ply Guys, and she goes, my initials are PAW, and it is. It's her name starts with an A, so yeah, it's PAW. My grandmother says I lost about 10 pounds worrying about that cat. I probably did. I was really stressed because for 19 days, I only saw him twice. And once I wasn't even sure if it was really him. But that second time, I definitely saw him, knew it was him, was so relieved. And now I've started seeing him more and more. Hi, Charity of Frog Crochet. Welcome in.
Hi, everybody. I haven't said hello to.
Getting old is cruel and unusual punishment, Dee.
Yep, I agree. I was laying brick yesterday, believe it or not. I'm laying a walkway. We live in the country and everything's dirt, and, whatever. And off my back patio, because that's the main walkway into the house, we always use the back door. And, when Mark gets done with his surgery, he's going to be on a walker and whatnot. So I didn't want him, because we had gravel there, and I didn't want him to try to, get his walker through the gravel. So I've been laying brick, laying like a walkway through the gate out to the driveway of brick. And I'll tell you what, I used to be able to do stuff like that when I was younger, 12 hours a day, no problem. The house I lived in, I raised my kids in, looked like a park. I had a pond and a waterfall and flower garden. It was just beautiful. Man, I tell you what, that kicked my butt. All I did was about 6 foot, probably about a 6 or 8 foot square of
Mhm.
laying brick, digging it out, laying brick, whatever. Oh Lord, I got up this morning, I couldn't hardly even move. Almost had to have help getting out the bed. That's how bad it was. I'm like, oh man, this is not cool. So I
Uh,
told him, I said, well, it'll be a minute for you up walking around with the walker and that. I said, I'll just continuously add a little bit to it as I heal.
yeah, I kind of know what you mean because I have osteoarthritis in my lower back. And then
Yeah.
I have also had scoliosis surgery twice. So I'm very limited. And if I bend over too long, I pay for it later. And
Oh yeah, for
sometimes
sure.
it feels like my back almost gets thrown out. Uh, it feels like it's gonna just break it in half. So
Well, I'm
I
really lucky
be
because Mark's
careful.
brother's a chiropractor.
Hmm.
So, we just go, hey, Tim, we're crippled. Can you fix us? We'll go over there and get, he said today, uh-oh, saying low battery on something.
Uh
But he'll say, yeah, come on. I'm going to have to get up for a second because I got low battery on my speaker. So
oh.
hold on
Okay.
1 second.
Diane, I do know of a tutorial for an amigurumi horse. Send me an email and I can try and find it for you, and send you the link. Or I might could post it on my community tab. Peggy says, my little 5-year-old great grandson loves farm animals and he wants to know what a yarny chicken is. He wants one to go with his chickens. Aw, this is a yarny chicken.
Low battery.
And this is my design. Her name is Sunny the Happy Hen. So in my name, you see the Yarny Chicken. This is what it refers to. Now, originally, my channel had the Yarny, chicken, and Crazy Cat Lady, but I had removed the comma when I made the chicken, and now it's the Yarny Chicken.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All these gadgets. Come on now.
And Diane says she can't read patterns. Thanks, Crystal. That would be great.
I'm sorry, Krista. I'll be with you.
Okay.
Power on. Ready for connection.
Now,
Bluetooth
I do have
connected.
a little tutorial on how to understand crochet patterns so you can read them better. It's in my tutorial playlist. I don't know if that would help you some or not, but you might want to check it out. But there's also all kinds of tutorials on YouTube. And Anita named her sheep Yarny. Oh, that's cute.
That's cute.
She got a baby sheep for Mother's Day. That is so awesome. How do you fit that on a t-shirt? Make it small writing. Peggy, I do not have a tutorial for the chicken yet. I will eventually, but I'm trying to go in order as I created the items, and I still have I think a shawl or two, a pocket shawl, and then couple of the amigurumis before I do the chicken. Yes, I would love to see a pic, Anita. You're going to have to learn how to, when you shear his wool, you're going to have to learn how to brush it and make your own wool and spin it and everything.
Oh, wouldn't that be cool? That would be so cool. Like this sweater's name is, Karen. Whatever. This is my sheep Karen, That would be cool.
So, if you do not know Dee, I have her channel link in the description box and also to the top of the chat. So, go check her out. And also, she just reached another milestone, 600 subscribers. Congratulations.
I'm so excited. I picked my 400 subscriber giveaway this evening, and then a 500 on Friday, I think it is, the 20th. And I just put up a 600, so there's 3 giveaways out there. So I'm so excited. That's so cool. I mean, I came on here to de-stash yarn. Who'd have thunk it? I didn't think anyone, honestly, I didn't think anyone would want to hear my scratchy voice, because I've had so many throat surgeries. I'm kind of self-conscious about it a little bit, because it's pitchy and it goes away and comes back. And I wasn't really sure, I get tired. My voice gets tired and then I can't speak real well.
Well,
I wasn't sure anybody'd want to hear me, so.
Well, your voice don't bother me really at all. So, and if it bothers some people, then that's their loss, because it for me, it don't bother me,
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I have to, I'm on allergy medicine, and then also my throat gets real dry. So I have to constantly be drinking something or I can't even hardly talk. It's terrible. But at least, it wasn't cancer. I've had 3 different surgeries each time, and it's never been cancer, knock on wood. Thank you, Jesus. It's not been cancer. They're talking about going back down there with a scope again. So, yeah, I guess I'm just prone to like cysts and stuff or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, each time they've had to remove a bunch of polyps and all that kind of thing. Whenever they touch my, whenever I have this surgery, they always tell me I can't speak for a month, which my daughter's deaf and my grandson's deaf, and we have a lot of deaf people in my family, so we all use sign language. So that's not that big of a deal for me, not to be able to speak, which with some other people, I imagine that'd be like a horrible thing. But for a month, I don't know if I can't, they don't even allow you to whisper. They say that's the worst thing you could do is whisper. So for like a month, I don't speak at all. I don't even try because I don't want to mess it up, But there's never a guarantee because of working with my vocal cords that I'll be able to speak. So 3 different times I went through that where I didn't know if I'd have a voice or not, It's very nerve-wracking.
We have Crafty Yarn now with Darla. Hi, Darla. Welcome in.
My girl.
It's good to see you, Darla. How are you doing? Let's see. Diane and Brenda both say your voice is fine.
Well, thank you.
And
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Charity, for dropping her channel link.
Yay.
And my grandmother says, Dee, you are flying on a rocket to 1,000.
Ooh, wouldn't that be wonderful? That would be just awesome. Like I said, I didn't expect to get 100 people, you know,
Yeah.
and it's been like what a month and a half, and 600 over 600.
Hmm.
I'm just floored. I just don't even know what to think about it. I
You're
mean,
doing a lot better than I did because it took me like 6 months to get to my first 100. So,
I don't know what it is. I really don't. You know what's making people come back and see me all the time. I mean, yeah, I have a lot of giveaways, but
mhm.
even on my videos that aren't giveaways, there's a lot of people there, and it just really, I'm just so appreciative. I really am. It's just wonderful. I just don't even know what to think. And y'all have welcomed me. I mean, especially you, Crystal, right from the beginning. You just welcomed me with open arms, no questions asked, willing to help me with everything. And we all know that I'm technically challenged, so if it wasn't for you, I don't know what I'd have done. And just everybody's just been so welcoming. Not only the subscribers but the other channels, and
Yeah.
it's just such an awesome community. I know I say that all the time, but I
Oh, it
really
is.
mean that. I
It
really
really
mean that from
is.
the bottom of my heart. It just amazes me.
Hmm.
Amazes me. I'm tearing up
It's
here.
one of the best communities, I think, on YouTube
Mm.
because if you go and look at the couponing community, it's like they're competitive against each other. They don't
Oh
help
yeah,
each other out.
I
And
know.
they badmouth each other, which is terrible. But you
Oh,
get the yarn community, and they're all supportive of each other. They drop everyone's links. They
I
share out
know it.
everyone's videos. We're a family.
Oh
The
yeah, that's
Yarny
for sure.
family, and that's also another good community is the gardening community. I've found some of them even craft and crossover, and they're very supportive too.
I'm an avid gardener. Yeah, I
Mhm.
get that. I think it just kind of goes with the territory. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I wanted to mention this one comment. Peggy says, D, what time is Mark's surgery? I want to send a special prayer for him.
We're supposed to be at the hospital. This is very odd to me at 3 p.m. Isn't that a strange time? Don't you
Hmm.
usually go in like early morning for surgery? I
Yeah.
don't know, but 3 p.m. Eastern time, we've got to be at the hospital. One of the saving graces is that he is being operated on the top of the line, newest robot there is. And it just so happens in this particular hospital that they have that, latest and greatest robot. So, which is supposed to make the healing so much easier and all that. But we'll see. We're just both nervous. Mark's in his mid 60s, and that makes him, he's already got, working on wills and everything. I'm like, will you stop? We're just both very nervous because it's a big deal.
Yeah.
That is a big deal. And a lot of people from the yarn community have had, knee replacement surgery or hip or whatever. And,
Hmm.
they've been just real supportive, and everybody's praying for Mark. And I really appreciate it. I'll take all the prayers we can get. I appreciate that. And, Mark, he reads all the comments. So he sees y'all, wishing him well and praying for him and all that. And, he may not comment, but he reads them all. He'll say, "Oh, wasn't that nice, so and so?" Or whatever.
Aw.
He reads everything. So, like I said, he may not comment. He's a little shy, but he reads everything, and he's like, "Wow, these ladies are so nice to me." I said,
Aw.
"Well, in a lot of cases, their husbands ain't going yarn shopping with them. Their husbands wouldn't get on the Addy machine or whatever. So they think it's cool that you do that.
Mhm.
So he's just very appreciative. We both are. So, man, you guys got me tearing up already. Oh, I was going to
Um,
say about the community. Um,
mhm.
I used to make marbles. I know, very strange, right? Marbles and yarn, but I I used to be in a group that was one of the last groups in the United States that manufacture marbles, and it was an old style furnace, and we had to do it was a bunch of labor to get it done. And I used to auction off marbles and sell marbles and trade marbles and make marbles, and that's a whole community as well. I know it sounds odd, but it really is, and it's a whole community as well. And I'll tell you that was some cutthroat stuff. That really was, and that's kind of the reason I got out of it. I mean, I could jump into. I made a lot of money making marbles, but it just wasn't worth the cost to my soul, if that makes any sense. I mean, it was just
Yeah.
those people are just ruthless, you know. No offense intended to any marble people out there, but I was kind of like, in the trading and selling part of it, and that was difficult. That was not you know, those people are all competing with one another and got nothing nice to say about each other, and that's why I quit. I just couldn't deal with it anymore. And to come here, I was kind of expecting kind of the same thing, and it was the total opposite. The
Yeah.
total opposite. Amazed. Just amazed. I don't have a mean bone in me. I mean, it comes to defending my family or whatever. Believe me, you know,
Yeah.
I got a pistol. I got myself a pistol. I'll take care of myself. But, my family and my friends and whatnot, I would defend to the end. But I don't have a mean bone in me. And, to be in that kind of environment, it just wasn't healthy for me. It just wasn't.
Yeah.
Anyways, I got too long winded, but I just wanted to say that the yarn community, in a nutshell, is amazing. Just amazing. And I love y'all and I appreciate the support. So,
All right. So let's catch up on some of the comments real quick. I know we're kind of behind. Joe says, I would be so bad without talking. I would do a lot of belly rubbing to say I'm hungry. Karen says, you are so humble. At least people aren't embarrassed to take you out to eat. Shucks, nobody wants to eat with me. And if they
I already told you, Karen, I'd take you out to dinner
need
anytime.
a mop, broom, and washcloth.
She,
Christy at Hooks and Horseshoes says, I work at 9/11, so that would be a problem for me, but I can't even imagine. We're glad you're talking now. We have Nisi here and Charlene Bailey. Welcome in. Also, Ivy B Creates. And Darla said a while back, almost 10 minutes ago, she says, it's good to see you both. I'm good. Christy says, I agree. Your voice is fine. Karen says, your talent, your personality. Charity of Frog Crochet, yeah, I am just getting to 300 subscribers. So go check Charity out at Frog Crochet.
I'm
And
already subscribed. Hi, Charity.
my grandmother says, it is your funny personality and the giveaways.
Aw.
Diane says, Dee's umbrella is awesome.
Thank you.
Christy says, is that umbrella? With the smiley face. Anita said, I love your voice. It makes you special.
Aw.
Crystal, I sent you a pic. When you get the chance to look at it, I will definitely look at the sheep. Karen says, actually, it's the hope of seeing Mark make an orange hat. Laugh out loud.
Oh, man, him and them orange hats. Oh, I don't know what it is about neon orange and hunters,
Yeah. I remember you saying he liked those really bright neon type colors. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, his whole family are hunters, and they live in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And that's all folks do up there is fish and hunt. And so, all the women, they hunt, all the men hunt. And so, he likes the bright colors because, hunters need bright colors not to get shot in the woods. Well, I
Yeah.
get that, but why is that the only colors that he uses? He's all he bought 25. We went to Michigan Fine Yarns. He bought 25, I believe, skeins of neon orange yarn. What is going on? Is he planning on making himself a jumpsuit? I don't know. I'm not wearing old hats. That's not happening with me. Sorry. That
Oh
make my
gosh.
hair look like copper. I don't think so. Same reason I don't wear red.
Crafty or now with Darla says I'm technically challenged too. If you never ever need any help, Darla, let me know. Anita says D, I think a lot of us are technically impaired.
Yeah, this is terrible. I used to be on top of things. Not anymore. Everything's advanced so much.
Mm-hmm. My chat just jumped. Okay. Let's see. We have Grammy Colleen Crochets. Welcome in, Colleen. Charity says, Crystal helped me out a lot with the technical stuff that my daughter didn't know. I just now need to get my wish list for Amazon Public. There is a way
Yeah,
to
I
do
might be
that
ordering.
on Amazon's website. When you create the wish list, there's a way to make it public or private. I might be able to help you with that.
Yeah, I don't know
Um,
how to do that either. I was thinking about that the other day.
yeah.
Hey,
Nisi, a
Granny
free
D.
healing maid, said, I will be praying for Mark at 3 p.m.
Thank you so much.
Karen wants to know, are they giving him spinal anesthesia?
Honestly, I don't know. He's so vague, you know. He says, "Oh, the hospital called. Oh, the hospital called," and he just gives me like a nutshell version of what they said. I
Mm-hmm.
read through all the pamphlets on aftercare and all that, because I mean, I took care of elderly people in, as in my second job, for years and years. And so, I'm well aware of how to transfer someone from a bed to a chair and all that kind of stuff, if need be. But I read through all of his paperwork and all that about aftercare, but he's not telling me what the hospital's saying to him on the phone. So I don't know. I don't know. And that's a question. It's a good question. I'm going to ask him that when I get done here. What kind of anesthesia? I know they're knocking him out cold. I know that, but are they going to use it, like you said, a spinal or what? I'm not sure.
Karen's also saying it is a big deal. Had both knees and a hip. Hugs and prayers to both of you. We have
Yeah, I
Laura Lee
know.
Beverland here. Welcome in, Laura Lee. How are you?
Hi.
Karen goes, I lost all my marbles. She also,
Well, I got enough
Laura
for
Lee
both
also
of us. This whole closet.
says,
Anybody
Laura Lee
lost
also
marbles?
says prayers for Mark.
Thank you so much. Hi, Jen.
Do what?
Hi, Granny D.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, I'll get to that comment eventually. Patricia says, Crystal is my techno genius. I just point and tell her to move this or fix that, and what in the world is wrong with this dumb computer?
Yep.
Christy says, I completely agree, Dee. When it starts to affect your character, it's time to move on.
Yeah, you got to go.
I had that one time with a job. I was working as a cook, and it got to the point I was so stressed out, I had to turn in my resignation, and I found a different job. So,
Yeah, I've been there too.
my grandmother says, "D, thanks. I have wondered where my marbles went. How much did you get for them?"
I got a closet full.
Charity goes, I lost mine many years ago. Karen also says, D, we all watch you because we are hoping to see Mark make an orange hat.
Yeah, yeah. He's a little bit shy, you know.
Yeah.
And then he gets fiddling around. Like one time I had him on and I had to redo the whole video. I wanted him to be my, sitting next to me and doing it with. He started fiddling with the camera and everything. I'm like, you can't do that while we're filming. He's got to be fixing stuff, and I'm like, this is not gonna work. You gotta not touch stuff.
Yeah. My grandmother says, Dee, just think of yourself as a baritone.
Yeah, with a little gravel thrown in there, I guess.
Um, my chat just jumped again. It blinked out and turned white on me. Here we
Here's something
go.
really cool. I see that Jen Reeves is in here, and I said hi. On June the 3rd, me and Jen and Holly from the Proper Pineapple are all going to Michigan Fine Yarns at 1 o'clock. And so if
Awesome.
anybody's in Michigan or the Ohio borderline and, want to meet up with us, we're all going to be there on June 3rd. Go do some yarn shopping, talk yarn, maybe have some coffee, that kind of thing. So,
Are y'all
you
gonna
know.
film some of it? Like,
Oh, absolutely.
awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. It should be fun. And we've invited anybody, anybody that wants to come, anybody in Michigan or shoot, you could fly in. It's worth it. I'll tell you what, that store's something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one heck of a store there.
Charity says, Karen, I think I lost my marbles the day I started working for Walmart over 14 years ago. I am glad I am at a stay-at-home mom now, but I am still looking for my lost marbles. I just got to Jen's comment where she first commented. She goes, hi, ladies, and all in the chat. So we have Jen Reeves and Knit Pearl and Squirrel with Granny D. Welcome in Granny D and Jen. You're very welcome, Darla. Let's see. Karen says to Charity, you'll never find them. Your kids took them and they are gone forever. Good for you to be
Right.
a stay-at-home mom.
I would say my teenagers took them, not so much the kids.
Mm-hmm.
The teenagers took the marbles with them. When my kids were teenagers, I had all four of my kids teenagers at the same time.
Oh,
From 13 to 19, all four of them at one time.
wow.
Lord have mercy. Yeah. I'd be at work and my neighbor across the road would call me and say, I don't know what's going on, but Judy's on the roof and Josh and Nick are fighting in the front yard. I'd be like, oh man, I'd have to call from work. Get your butts in the house, and it's constant. Or the whole football team would be at my house. I get off of work, our whole football team's at my house in my fridge, kicked up with their feet on the sofa watching TV. Oh, them kids. I guess it
Jen
could have been
wants to
worse.
know if they will knock him out completely for the surgery.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure this is pretty major. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like I said, he doesn't share a lot of that with me because I'm already a worrywart.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I need to ask him that about the spinal thing. I know he's going to be knocked out, but I don't know if they're going to do like, like a spinal, like when a lady has a baby kind of thing.
Yeah. We also have Camper 14. I believe her name's Tina, but I'm not too sure. Okay, well,
Yep.
welcome in, Tina. She says, hi, Crystal and Dee. And Karen says if they knock him out, then it's general, or they do spinal with sedation. Either way, excuse me, either way, with all of us yarnaholics praying for him, he will do fine.
Yep. I believe that. Yeah, Granny D. 4 teenagers at once. Holy moly. Boy, they run me through my paces too, and I was working full time and overwhelming. That's all I got to say. They're all in their 30s and 40s now, so with families and all that, and they'll call me and say, "You're not gonna believe what this kid just did." Blah, blah. I always laugh at them. Ha ha. I wish 10 times worse on you.
um, Darla says to her husband, "Sounds like my hubby. I tell him don't touch anything."
Yeah, Mark's over here adjusting the camera and the tripod and everything. I'm like, "What are you doing? We are filming." I said, "Now we got to start over again." That happened 3 different times. He wasn't messing with the mic. Finally, I said, "Okay, this isn't going to work unless you can keep your hands to yourself." Sit on your hands and maybe we can get through this. Finally, we just gave up, and he went and messed with his computer, and I did the video. I gave up.
Ivy says, "I wish I lived closer. I'd go with y'all to the meetup."
Oh, I would love it. I hope some, I hope some folks are able to come. Like I said, it'd be me and Jen Reeves and Holly from the Proper Pineapple for sure. And I know Holly's husband's probably going to come too because she's got a couple hour ride, I believe. So, so it'd be all of us for sure. And Mark, well, if he's up to it, we'll say. And Mark, that's not till June 3rd. So I'm hoping that he'll be up moving around, at least halfway decent. If not, I'll wheel him in,
Darla says, "I loved the tour of Michigan Yarns. I could camp in there for a few days."
I'm
My
telling
grandmother
you.
says, "I wish we had a store like that around here."
Well, y'all get on a plane and come on down and stay with me and we'll go yarn shopping. Or that'd be, come on up.
Yeah. Granny D says, "Oh, mercy, 4 teenagers at once."
Mm-hmm. Well, now I have 13 grandbabies, so they have housefuls of teenagers. So I just sit back and laugh like, okay. My great-grandbaby, we found out, is going to be a boy. We just found out it's going to be a boy.
Congrats.
So I'm pretty excited. I would have liked to have done a bunch of pink frilly stuff, but they're going with, her husband's from the South. So, and he's cowboy. He's cowboy all the way. So they're going with cowboy themed stuff. So I figured out I could come up with some pretty cute stuff for cowboy,
Aww. My grandmother says, "That is what happened to your voice, then, Dee, yelling at 4 teenagers, girl."
Yeah, probably. That probably contributed to it, I'll tell you.
Lorley says, "I cared for my aunt with dementia, and she was always asking for her marbles. She had a jar full of all kinds, old clay ones to little and big ones."
The clay ones are called Bennigans.
Huh?
The clay marbles are called Bennigans. And the little tiny ones are called Pee-wees. But yeah, I used to identify marbles and all that. I can identify 100-year-old marbles. That was what I did.
Aww.
Oh, Granny D, the name of the shop is Michigan Fine Yarns, and they do have an online store, and they do she has a whole 30 to 50-foot aisle of clearance yarn, which is awesome. I mean, beautiful stuff for $3 a skein and stuff. It's just amazing.
Wow.
Even her clearance is online, from what I understand. Like she told me, I'm putting the clearance online too. So
I'm gonna have to go have a look.
Oh, and the owner of the shop, her name's Soren. She is just the most helpful, sweetest lady. She's all about customer service, all about it. So you'll never have a problem with an order online or any of that. She's on top of things. So,
Aww.
and this store's huge. I mean, it's bigger than a Dollar General. It's just huge,
Wow.
huge. It's like a small grocery store market. It's unreal. I never seen so many different brands. And she'll say, "Oh, I have every color of that one. I have every color of that one." You know, like it's no big deal. Have you ever been to a yarn shop where they've got every color of any yarn you can think of? No.
No.
I've never seen that online or in person ever. Yeah, I can't say enough about Michigan Fine Yarns. They have beautiful yarn. I did a thing where I ordered some of the very same yarn that I bought at Michigan Fine Yarns from M.O.B.S. Well, you know, it was the same name, same brand, same weight of yarn, same colors, whatever. Everything was the same. I did it, and it was like just a little bit cheaper than what I paid for what I got at Michigan Fine Yarns. Half the yarn, half the amount of yarn.
Oh.
I was so disappointed. Man, I'll be reading that fine print. You know, you would just assume that it would be the same, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't. So sometimes the local yarn shops can beat the prices online.
Yeah. We have Crafty Critter Christina in. Welcome in. Darla says, I design a whole bunch of tops for sure. Ivy says, my parents would say your children would be twice as good as you was and be twice as mean as you was.
Yeah, right?
D said,
Darla makes beautiful tops. I'm sorry, what's that?
Granny D says, put a crochet hook and some yarn in your hubby's hands and tell him to mess with that and nothing else, D.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I just got ice cube in my mouth. Matter of fact, right where he sits, I've already got a crochet ball, a bowl, you know, crochet hook, everything. He's good to go. He's good to go. He's going to make something while he's sitting there recouping. So,
Yeah.
all he's got so far is a big long chain. So, I don't know what he's doing.
Maybe he's going to end up braiding them or something.
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's making another scarf. He made me a scarf for Christmas.
Aw.
By hand. Crochet by hand, not using the Addy. I was pretty proud of him for that. I love that scarf.
Karen says, I have 7 grandsons, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 1. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, they're real close.
Tina says,
In our
I
family,
only
they're
have 5
groups.
grandchildren. Do what?
In my family, my grandchildren, like I said, I have 13. And so they're in groups. There's like 3 15-year-olds and 2 18-year-olds and, you know, like that. They range from 23 now to 10. All in between 23 and 10. So, and then my great grandbaby's coming. Yay!
Granny D is going to go take a peek at Michigan Fine Yarns, and where is it? Jen goes, oh no, Granny D is going down a rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, she is. Yes, she is. We won't see her again.
Brenda says, I have 12 grandchildren, ages 12 through 24, and a great-granddaughter, age 4.
Oh,
Peggy
nice.
Moreland had to leave. Thank you, Peggy, for joining us. She has a doctor's appointment, but saving this for later, so she'll catch the replay. I hope you have a great day, Peggy. Diane says, the only store around me in South Carolina is Hobby Lobby and Walmart. I saw Dee and Mark's video of the store in Michigan. It looked awesome. I would love to have a yarn store like that.
Oh, that place is unreal. We went local yarn shop day. Well, the day before, me and Mark went to Ann Arbor, and right there on the campus of Michigan State University, or not Michigan State, U of M, is a yarn store called Spun, which was a very nice store. But I'm spoiled with Michigan Fine Yarns because they just didn't have the variety. Me and Mark had a good time in there, and I filmed it, and everybody liked it. And then, you know, we went on local yarn shop day. We went to Tink and the Frog, which is a lady who's just starting up a yarn shop, little tiny place, real quaint. And that's where I met up with Jen and Holly from Pepper Pineapple, and then we went to lunch. But this time, I was telling them about Michigan Fine Yarns because when I left them that day, me and Mark went to Michigan Fine Yarns. And they were like, "Oh, we want to go." And I'm like, "All right, well, we made a plan." So that's the June 3rd thing. So.
Well, bye, Darla, the Crafty Yarn Now with Darla. I hope you have a good rest of the day. And then she's going to record part of her next tutorial. So that's awesome.
Darla's got some awesome summer tops.
Mm-hmm.
If you all haven't seen her summer tops, I just love Darla. She's just awesome.
Yeah, she is awesome. Laura Jo also has to go. Have a great day, Laura Jo. Thanks for stopping in.
Bye. Bye, everybody's leaving, and hi, everybody's coming in.
All right, so we've been here an hour. So why don't we go ahead and get into the movie trivia? Now today's movie is, get the glare off there, is Tombstone from 1993 with Val Kilmer, Kurt Russell, Sam Elliott, and Bill Paxton. Now I have some fun facts here, and bye, Lorelei, take care. Now I thought this one was kind of interesting. Kevin Costner was initially involved but left due to creative differences, and it resulted in his own movie, Wyatt Earp.
Wow, okay.
Val Kilmer's death scene, where Doc Holliday dies later in the movie, the shaking that you see was actually real because he was laying on ice, on a bed of ice. He wanted it to make it more real instead of just sitting there acting like he was shaking and cold. And so he laid down on a bed of ice, and it was his idea to make it more real.
Dude, that just gave me a shiver. It did.
William Dafoe was initially sought to play Doc Holliday. Wyatt Earp's cousin, the real Wyatt Earp, his cousin, Wyatt Earp III, actually appears in the movies. And if you pay attention to the ending credits, it's in there.
What is he, like an extra or something? Or
I don't remember. I didn't read all of it, but
that's really interesting.
He played one of the relatives, but I'm not 100% sure. Kurt Russell cut some of his own scenes to gain the trust of his fellow actors because he was also helping in directing it. He didn't want to look like he had a big hand in the movie being all about him. So he cut some of his own scenes to, make it even. All the mustaches in the movie were real except one. They wanted everyone to grow out their own mustaches to make it more authentic. Now, John Tenney refused because he had another movie shoot right after that one ended. So his was the only fake one in the movie. Billy Bob Thornton's role was completely ad-libbed. Completely ad-libbed. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Ivy goes, "Oh, Sam, what a cutie." Tina says, "Dang, I wish my husband was here. I think he watched it 11 times. All right, so when I found this quiz, there was 25 questions, and I knew I couldn't fit all 25 questions in the time frame that I allow for my lives. So I only wrote 10 down, but some of them are kind of easy. Some are a little more harder, but all right. So question 1, I forgot. Let me put my banner up so if people come in, they know what movie we're doing. All right. Question 1. How many hands of cards did Doc Holliday beat Ike Canton? A, 12, B, 13, C, 11, or D, 10? Bye, Joe. Have a good day.
Bye, Joe.
Oh, there's Melanie Titus. Hi, Melanie. Welcome in.
Hi, Melanie. There goes that voice.
Diane says A. Anita says B. Brenda says C. Ivy says C. Charity says B. What do you think, D?
I think 13.
Melanie says B. I'll give it a couple of more seconds and then I'll reveal the answer.
That's one of my favorite movies too, but when you ask me a specific question, my brain goes blank. You know, like,
Yeah. Tina says B. I think everyone might have guessed. Okay, so if you hadn't guessed yet, I'm sorry, but I don't want it to take too long. All right, so the answer to that one is A, 12.
Oh, okay.
So let's see. I think Diane got it right.
BDR got it right.
Well, I think she said her name was Diane.
Diane. Okay, yeah.
Question 2. After the game of poker, Doc Holliday challenges Ike to what? A singing contest, B, a shootout, C, a spelling contest, or D, a fist fight? Melanie says a fist fight.
Me too. I think a fist fight.
Whoa, all right. Anita says B, shootout. Karen says a singing contest. No, yeah. Singing contest is A. Diane says C, spelling contest. And Brenda says B. You know, and I had not watched this movie in a long time, so when I took the trivia, I missed quite a few. I got maybe 3 right out of 25.
I haven't watched it in a long time myself. And like I said, I'd probably watch that movie 20 times. But it's been a while. It has been a while.
Melanie says, I've never seen the movie, but I've seen documentaries about the real life of the OK Corral. Charity says a fist fight, so she guesses D. And I think this one I actually got wrong. All right, so the answer to that one is C, a spelling contest, which I would have never have thought.
What? Yeah, what? Okay. Spelling
Do what?
contest.
All right, so question 3. What are Wyatt Earp's brothers named? A. Vic and Morgan. B. Vic and Mark. C. Matt and Vint. Or D. Virgil and Morgan.
I can't remember. I hate that. You know, I always say my file cabinets in my brain over, the last close to 60 years are full. That's what happened. All the filing cabinets in my head are full. Can't put no more info in there. Yeah, I kind of think D myself. But I'm probably wrong. I've been wrong.
Ivy says A. Patricia says D. Jen says B. Melanie says D. Anita, Tina, Diane, and Brenda say D. And everyone that guessed D is correct. It's Virgil and Morgan.
Yay, I finally got one right.
Sherlock Holmes has a mind palace. I have a mind sandcastle when the water keeps washing it away, D.
Right?
Yeah. Karen says, I remembered Virgil.
Yeah, me too. I wasn't sure about the second one, but I remembered Virgil.
Yeah. All right. Question 4. What type of tree does Doc call Wyatt after he declines a dance with the actress? And again, in case you didn't understand it, what type of tree does Doc call Wyatt after he declines a dance with the actress? A, an elm. B, an oak. C, a gum. Or D, a willow.
Ooh.
Hi, Sally. Welcome in.
Hi, Sally. I don't know. I'm going to say gum or willow. It's one of them. Am I allowed 2 tries?
That's what I sometimes do on Connie's. I go A or B or D or C. I do
right.
Karen says C. Ivy says D. Sally says C. Melanie says B. Anita says D.
I'm thinking like weeping willow, like calling him, a weeping willow tree. I don't know. That's what I thought.
My grandmother says oak or willow, so she's saying B or D.
I'm not the only one with multiple answers.
Tina says D. Charity says C. Karen goes wimpy willow. Diane says oak, so she says B.
Speaking of weeping willow, my grandma had a great big one on her farm, and it seemed like all the ladybugs were attracted to it. And I remember being a kid crawling up there and just getting all kinds of ladybugs out of that tree.
Aw. Ivy says bold or wimpy.
Anytime anybody mentions a willow tree, that's what I think about, collecting ladybugs.
Yeah. All right, so I think everyone has answered, and the answer is B, an oak.
Totally wrong again.
I
Even
thought
with
he
two
called him
answers.
a gum, but that's what I had guessed when I took the quiz, and I was wrong.
I have two answers that are still wrong.
No, you guessed B or D, so you got it partially right.
I thought gum or willows, what I said. I thought,
Oh, maybe. I think my
yeah,
grandmother said B or D. Okay.
yeah, I think she did.
Karen goes, gum stuck to the floor. Note to self, don't ever take me to trivia night.
I'm with you, Karen. Yeah, me either. Even if I know the answer, I'm going to get the wrong one.
All right. So, question 5. What color sash signifies a cowboy? A, purple. B, blue. C, red. Or D, maroon? Oh, there's Sonia. Hi, Sonia. Welcome in. It's good to
I'm
see
going to
you.
go with C.
C?
Hi. Hi, Sonia. I'm
Did
going
you
with
say
C.
C? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I believe she's in Africa or Australia. I can't remember, but I know her time difference is a lot greater. And so she always watches on replay. But it's good to see you, Sonia, in the chat today.
Somebody's wanting you to repeat the question.
Oh, yes.
Camper. Yeah.
What color sash signifies a cowboy? A, purple. B, blue. C, red. Or D, maroon? South Africa. That's where she is. I knew it was one of the two with an A. Well, Karen guesses A. Melanie guesses C. I think it was to this question. Anita guesses C. Brenda guesses D. Tina and Sally and Frog say C. Diane says C.
Karen's cracking me up today. Whatever color he wants. He's got guns and what was
And
it?
Spurs.
Guns and spurs. Exactly. Well, Jen's got a phone call.
Alrighty. I think everybody might have guessed. So the answer to that one is C, red.
Yep. That one I knew.
All right, question
Don't ask
6.
me why. It's in the file cabinet. I don't know why.
You know, some movies I have noticed I can remember easier. And like say, I've only seen them 2 or 3 times, but I've seen a movie 20 times. And if it's a long movie, it's harder to remember.
Well, Mark's a big movie buff, and he'll go, "Do you remember when so and so said something?" No, I don't. I have no clue.
Yeah.
Well, we watched it together. Yeah, no kidding. But I don't remember any of that.
My mom's kind of the same way. I'll go, remember the movie we watched about this, this, and this? And she's like, no. I go, well, we were at this place and we were watching it. And she goes, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Karen says, I can sing the excavator song from Blippi.
Okay. Let her rip.
All right, question 6. After killing all the cowboys except Ike, how long after is Ike killed? A, 2 months. B, 4 years. C, 4 months. Or D, 2 years.
Oh, this is just going to be a guess. I'm going to go with B, 4 years.
Okay. Karen says, look it up on YouTube. So the excavator song from Blippi.
Okay. I'm looking that up later, Karen.
I'm going to write it down so I don't forget. Otherwise, I will.
I don't have anything to write with in here.
Alrighty. Karen says C. Tina says D. Sally says C. Anita says B. Sonia says C. Melanie says B. Brenda says C.
Sounds like everybody's mixed on this one.
No one guessed A, though.
Right, watch that be the right answer. We're yarn folks. We don't know this stuff.
Yeah. I have actually gone through, I have 18 movies picked out for the next 2 months.
Holy cow, you've been doing some watching, girl.
Well, I haven't watched them yet. I've just kind of went through all my DVDs and VHS and picked out some movies. Then I have to go to the website where I get my trivia to make sure they have one or not. And they do. So I was like, okay, so I have them kind of all planned out. But
Sally says, ask us yarny questions.
Yeah.
There you go. Ask us some yarny questions. We got this.
Diane says 4 months. Karen says, I know the He-Man trivia. And Tina says,
how's going to help us right now? She says her head's full of useless information. Yeah, sounds like me. Yeah.
All right. So the answer to that one was D, 2 years.
See, got it wrong. The only one I got right was the sash. And I know that for some other reason. I don't know.
All right. Question 7. Who shoots the original Marshal of Tombstone? A, he isn't shot. B, Johnny Ringo. C, Curly Bill. Or D, Ike Canton. Karen says, example, what was the first fruit eaten on the moon? Well, what was it?
I don't know. I'm afraid to ask, really. What was it, Karen? Enlighten us.
Karen says D. Sally says B. Melanie says A.
A
peach.
Huh. My favorite fruit. That is my favorite fruit, hands down.
Peaches are good. I remember when I was little, there was a neighbor that had a peach tree.
When I used to be a truck driver, I was driving through Savannah, Georgia, and on the side of the road, there was this big stand set up, and Georgia's good for pecans and peaches. You know, they're known for that, you know, Georgia peach, I think. And so I pulled over the side of the road, and I got me a big bag of pecans, which are my favorite nut, and peach are my favorite fruit. And I literally lived on that big bag of peaches and pecans for like 3 or 4 days. I mean, those peaches were this big. Juice just run down your arm. Oh, they were so good. Never had another one like it. Never. So I don't know that I want to make a trip all the way to Savannah, Georgia from Michigan, get peaches. But boy, that was some good peaches.
Tina says D. Anita says B. Brenda says C. And Melanie wants to know if the peach was dehydrated or not. Karen says, did you know that when you look at a bag of Tostitos that
I have no idea what that means right there, Karen, but
Oh,
we're talking
yeah.
about oh yeah,
Georgia
see.
peaches are the best.
Yum. They are so good.
Sally says, I was watching Fatal Attraction with my sister and she knew it word for word.
And
One
I
movie
hope
I'm
you
kind
alerted
of
her
like
boyfriend
that.
or husband.
One movie I can sing along with it is The Demon Barber of Fleet Street with Johnny Depp. I know almost that whole movie word for word, and I'm not much on musicals, but I love Johnny Depp. So, and that one kind of had to grow on me. I watched it first in theaters and I hated it. But by the end of it, I kind of liked it. So I ended up getting the DVD or at some point, and I to this day I can sing along with that whole movie and also repeat what they're saying.
Oh, jeez.
Repeat the answers. Okay, let me see. Which one was I on? Um, A, he isn't shot. B, Johnny Ringo. C, Curly Bill. Or D, Ike Canton.
I have no clue with that one.
Karen says it dips down so it looks like a bowl. You dip your chip in the bottom is blue. I think she's meaning the Dorito chips make it a bowl. I don't know. Not really sure. Tina
Yeah,
says
me
my
too,
grandson
Tina.
is very good with particulars in movies. I missed them all, I think.
I only got the red sash right, so you're not alone, girlfriend.
Sonia says E. I have no idea.
Right?
Now, some movies, like where you have to pay attention to all the close little details, like say a bird in the background or a spider walking across the floor that plays a part later in the movie. If I'm sitting there crocheting or knitting, I'll miss all that and then won't be
Yeah.
able to put it together later. But so movies that I have to sit and watch like that, I try not to do any crafting while I'm watching, because I don't want to miss it and then have to rewatch it or something later. So,
Yeah, I don't watch television very much.
mm-hmm.
So with me, it's when I sit down to crochet, I'll have a movie in the background. And that's about the extent of my TV watching. So I would never pay attention. So
Sally goes, I only said B because I have a cat named Ringo. Okay, Karen is saying, look at a bag of Tostitos and look between the middle of the word and you will see a bowl. Like, I guess a little picture of the bowl in between the words.
okay. Now what about it?
I think she's just meaning there's a little bowl in between the words.
Oh, okay.
Tina says, right, D, that's just a visual for what they wear. I have watched so many movies. I have a processor virus. Well, the answer to that one was C, Curly Bill. Maybe y'all will get this next one right. All right, so question 8. Who plays Wyatt Earp? A, Val Kilmer. B, Bill Paxton. C, Sam Elliott. Or D, Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Sally goes, now I have to get some Tostitos.
Right. You started it now, Karen.
Melanie says, there are certain movies that my family and I will quote to each other during daily speech. We are movie fanatics and have some ultimate favorites. The Princess Bride, Serenity, Lord of the Rings. I like all of those. The Princess Bride, Serenity, and Lord of the Rings series. Now, Serenity, did you ever watch the TV show Firefly, Melanie? Because the TV show came before that movie, Serenity.
Yarnbarf in the house.
Hi, Christy. Welcome in. How are you? Karen says C. Sally says C. Anita says A. Tina says, where is it? Sam Elliott. So that's C. Melanie says D. And Sally says, I love The Princess Bride. Yeah, it was a good movie. Aw, thank you, Christy. She says, you look great, ladies.
Well, I put on my fancy t-shirt just for you.
The Goonies. I love that movie.
The Goonies. I love the Goonies. Hey, you guys.
Charity goes, as you wish. Melanie goes, yes, we have it on Blu-ray and have the talking dinosaurs and some action figures. And Diane guesses D, Kurt Russell.
Man, I need to watch that movie again. Now you got me going. I got to watch it again.
You know, I do
that movie.
Yeah, I do all these movie trivias, and every live, right after the live, it makes me want to watch the movie, but I'm always too busy. Now, the night we did Scrooge, I went and watched that one later, right after the live. I put it on and let it play because I've seen it many times, and I just kept knitting.
I'm going to grab a shawl. My arms are cold. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, I wanted to remind y'all on the 22nd, so this coming Sunday, the 5 Yarnaholics will be live on my channel, and there will be prizes involved. So I don't want y'all to miss it. And it's me, Connie of Just Another Stitch, Lisa of Coping with Yarn, Cindy of Pups and Crochet, and hopefully she'll be able to attend this time. It will be Stephanie of Life and Stitches. We just watched The Goonies not too long ago. Little man loved it. Aw.
I love that movie.
Yep. It's another one of my favorites. All right, so the answer to number 8, who played Wyatt Earp? D, Kurt Russell.
Yep.
All right,
Got that
question.
one right. All right. That's 2. I got 2 right.
Sally Goes Goonies is great. Yeah, it is a good movie. You know, Josh Brolin, the older brother now, he's in this new series, and it's called Outer Range on Prime. That is a pretty crazy series. So if y'all got Prime, y'all need to go check it out. I mean, it's not scary or anything, but it's kind of like thriller, suspense, drama, kind of crazy, kind of like a Twilight Zone type thing. All right, cool. So we got 2 questions left. Question 9. What disease does Doc Holliday have? A, emphysema. B, tuberculosis. C, AIDS. Or D, Hep A.
Tuberculosis. B.
Okay, B. Tina goes, I couldn't remember who was who. Yeah, Outer Range. It's I think the first season, 8 episodes. It was like a TV show I did not want to stop watching. I just wanted to binge all 8 episodes almost, as soon as I could. But I stopped at episode 6 and I said, that's enough. I don't want it to be over so quick. I think I watched 6 episodes in 2 days, and I did not do much crafting.
Outer Range. I can remember that.
Yeah. The Yarnaholics Live will be at 3 p.m. my time, which is Central Time. So that is 1 p.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Mountain, 3 p.m. Central, and 4 p.m. Eastern. Let's see. Christy says B. Anita, Melanie, Sally, Jody. Hi, Jody. Welcome in. Charity. Tina.
Jody.
Everybody says B. And that is actually correct. B is that he had tuberculosis.
Okay. Now I got 3 right. Just saying.
All right. So the last question. 4 p.m. Eastern. That's my time zone. Yeah, so it would be at 4 p.m. your time, Christy. The last question is, what does Doc Holliday play on the piano? And one of these I'm probably gonna, I think I remember how to pronounce it. So A, Bach. B, Chopin. C, Beethoven. Or D, Mozart.
Jeez, I don't know. I'm going to say Beethoven. I don't know. But I don't know.
You're welcome, Melanie. Charity goes, my most favorite movie is called Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. It's based on a true story. Absolutely love this movie.
My favorite movie besides Practical Magic is, and Tombstone is one of my favorites as well, believe it or not, even though I got all the answers wrong. But I love this movie. It's called, I just had a Beautiful Life. And it's about these people that were kept in concentration camps in Germany. And oh man, it's just awesome. It's heartwarming. It's not, your typical, German, war movie. It's just a very very awesome movie, and what this man sacrifices for his son, and oh, he makes the whole thing, and they're in a concentration camp, and he tells his son that they've actually been entered in a contest, and it's all secret, and they're going to win a ride in a tank. If they do exactly what the soldiers tell them to do, they could win. And he makes it a game so his son isn't scared. And it's
Yeah.
it's just a wonderful movie. But it's called A Beautiful Life is what it's called.
Okay.
But it's subtitled too, which kind of stinks. But it's actually, I believe, an Italian movie. But one of my favorites.
Now, Melanie says, I love the movie Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. It's about diving horses. Is that where that girl goes blind and she has to relearn how to dive on a horse? Aw, thank you, Christy, for becoming a member.
Yay!
Thank you so much. When you join as a member, you get 2 free patterns automatically. And also your name will be put in every description box, every live, your link will be dropped in the chat. And also every time I release a new pattern, you get it free if you want it. So, thank you so much. I am glad you're here as a Yarny Cat Club member. Welcome. Let me see. I lost my train of thought. Melanie says yes. Okay, so I have actually seen that movie. That is a really good movie. I never could remember the name of it, but when you said diving horses, that kind of clicked in my brain. I know I've seen that. So all right, let's read everyone's answers. I don't know if I had got everyone's. Sally said B. Melanie said B. Anita said B. Karen says Billy Joel Piano Man. Christy guesses Mozart. Tina forgot the answers. A. Bach. B. Chopin. C. Beethoven. Or D. Mozart. Diane says B. Oh, well, thank you so much, Christy, for showing your support. I greatly appreciate it. And you are welcome. Tina is going to guess B.
Chopin.
Mm-hmm. And Sally wants to know who's in the movie Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. I don't know, so.
I have no clue.
All right, so I think everybody had guessed. So the answer for the last question is B, Chopin.
That was my first choice, and I second guessed myself. So.
Atlantic City, New Jersey had the steel pier, and they had a diving horse. Oh, that's interesting. Charity says the lady from the movie is about lived to be 99 years old. She passed away in 2003. She did the diving horses blind for 11 years. Oh, wow. Okay, so we did all the trivia questions, and I do want to give somebody or maybe a couple of people a pattern for participating. So let's get the StreamYard Give tool brought up. Now, if you don't read patterns, I'm sorry, but this just gives me a way to give y'all something without having to ship a whole bunch of money twice a week. Let me see. There it is. I did try something different on my lives. I changed a setting on the live stream from the back end of YouTube, and it seems the lag has kind of gotten a little better.
Yeah, I was just thinking that it seems like it's moving a lot faster than, yeah.
Comments I'm seeing almost instantaneous. And what I need to look up a tutorial, why is it lagging so much on StreamYard from and something about the latency, and it was on, there was 3 different settings, and it was on the middle one. So I put it on the lowest latency to where it's almost in real time. So I'll see the comments sooner than I used to. Yes, I'm still working on the cardinal pattern, but I have 2 that are done testing it, 1 that's almost done, and no, 3 done testing it, 1 that's almost done, and 1 left to go.
I like the way you think, Melanie. We all got some right, so we are all winners. So there.
Yes. If I could give everybody something, I would. That's awesome, Melanie. And that's great, Diane. They both got quite a few right.
Yeah, well, they're the winners.
My screen.
There we go.
Oh, hi, Nana Kathleen. Welcome in.
Yeah, hi, Nana. The weather here is sunny, but it's a little bit breezy, and so I keep getting a chill. But that's because I'm in the house. So, how's it going where you're at?
I bet it's better than it is here. Because it's been in the 90s, low to mid 90s here.
Oof.
All right, let's see. Ow, I just scratched my own self. Scratched my knee. I remember your comment saying that you rescued a cardinal from in your house. That is, I'm glad you were able to get him out, though.
My grandma used to say, when you see a cardinal, that's a loved one that's passed away, they're near. That's what my grandma used to say.
All right, so we're going to start the giveaway, and need to think of a keyword. You want to think up of a keyword, D, that we probably haven't used in the chat?
Oh, boy. I'm thinking of dog, cat, I think we've used those. How about the word summer?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's said summer. All right, so let's do that. How about the keyword be summer? SUMMER. Karen is scared to death of birds. Animals are nice, but not birds. I've been pecked by a blue jay before, like trying to save its baby from one of my cats, and I got pecked hard on the head. It was terrible.
My grandpa owned a turkey farm, and I remember being shorter than the turkeys are tall and walking behind him through the turkey barn and them coming at me a little bit, you know, his geese chasing me and falling down and crying. And
Oh, Tina says a blue jay attacked her too.
yeah, blue jays are
Melanie
mean,
go, blue
especially
jays are mean.
in their nests.
Christy says that was the second time he got into my chicken run and couldn't get out. I like watching birds, but I don't want them on me. Karen says birds just sit around looking for someone to peck the eyes out. Hi, Awkward and Crafty. Welcome in. How are you? She says, I'm fine with birds outside, but they creep me out inside. Yeah. Oh, wow. Rescued a baby blue jay and raised him, then released him when he was ready. And Karen says, I've never seen the movie The Birds. Well, that kind of creeps you out when if you haven't. Sally says, I tried to save a blue jay baby from a snake. I tried to save a frog from a snake, but it ended up dying.
Oh, we have millions of frogs here. Millions of them. Tree frogs, bullfrogs, millions. Because right behind our property is wetland. So the other day my little dog Fancy Pants come walking in the house with a tree frog on her back, giving it a ride. Doo doo doo.
Okay, we got 10 entries. Let me make sure it counted everybody. I'm going to scroll back up. Okay. So,
Your mama's got a bunch of frogs too.
3, 4.
You just did, Karen. You just got to say the word summer.
7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I think it counted everyone. So there's 11 now. Okay. You just typed summer in the chat, but I think it picked up yours. So, okay, this is for a pattern. And you know what? I'm feeling extra generous today. I'll give 3 of y'all a pattern each. So if the same name
Wow.
pops up, we'll draw again. So good luck, everyone.
Jen Reeves.
And the first winner is Diane. And I know you said you didn't read patterns, but let me know. I do have a few pattern and kind of read it, and it also might still help you a little bit learn how to read a pattern. So
I don't know what happened there. It stopped on Jen Reeves and then it said winner. So I apologize. It wasn't Jen. Sorry, Jen.
yeah, sometimes it lags on StreamYard a little bit. All right, so that was the first winner. Congrats, Diane. All right, so let's draw a second winner. Good luck. Tina, Camper 14. All right, so let's pick one more winner. Good luck, everyone. Who's it gonna be? Sonia Marshall. Congratulations. Okay, so there. Okay. All right. So BDR Shuts, which is Diane, Tina, Camper 14, and Sonia Marshall. I need y'all 3 ladies to email me, and I will post my email in the chat. And try to email me sometime today, and I will work on getting a pattern to you. It's also listed on my About page and in the description box.
Congratulations, ladies.
Yes, congratulations. I just saw where Christy says, I like snakes as long as they're not poisonous.
Snakes don't bother me so much.
Yeah.
Spiders, different story. I'm terrified of spiders.
Mm-hmm. I don't like spiders or scorpions.
I've never seen a scorpion other than in a zoo.
We have these called bark scorpions, B-A-R-K, and they are kind of a light brown and dark brown, and they don't kill you, but they make you feel like you're dying. They just kind of make you sick to your stomach, and about this time of year they start coming out. I think 2 or 3 nights ago, I saw one walking on the garage brick outside in the garage on the brick, and I'm like,
Ooh,
so I killed
do they
it.
get into your house?
They have
Oh,
one of the most
I don't think I'd
craziest
like that.
things. My bed is right underneath my ceiling fan, and I was trying to watch TV, lay in bed, rest before I go to bed, and all of a sudden I hear a little thump next to me, and I'm like, I leaned up to look, and it was the scorpion that had fell out of the ceiling fan onto my bed. I mean, it
Oh,
was
no,
like
thank
this
you.
far away from me. And I started
No,
screaming and I killed it. And I'm just like, I'm sitting there looking up at the ceiling fan most of the night before I fell asleep. I was really scared to go
no,
to
no, no, no. Mm-mm. Nope. No, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to forget about that before I go to bed tonight so I don't think about it.
You know what? I don't know if I have a mod in here anymore, Christy. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to drop your link. No, I don't.
Just type in CC and Nightbot will do it.
No, I don't have it set up like that.
Oh, okay.
I need to figure out how, because Connie. Oh, there's Charity. She dropped her link. Thank you, Charity, so much. Nana Kathleen says terrified of spiders and June bugs. Don't like scorpions. You know, we find the June bugs that are almost dying, and we feed them to our chickens, and they go crazy over them. They see one, they will fight over it almost. Melanie says we had a pet red rat snake. He was beautiful and 5 feet long. Not really a fan of spiders. Getting better. They can lice as long. I guess she means live as long as they stay away from her space.
No, I don't like spiders. I don't care what the. Nope. I got a couple of really bad spider stories. I was an accountant at a collision shop, and they had just gotten in a whole bunch of cars that were in Katrina, you know, and they were drying out, and all these weird spiders we'd never seen in Michigan before were hatching out of these cars. And they were all up in the rafters, and boss, being a cheapskate that he was, he gave everybody a can of spray. You know, oh, if you see spiders, just spray them. Well, I'm sitting there in my office, and I hear something at the heater duct over top of my desk, not thinking nothing about it. I go back to working. All of a sudden, I just got sprayed with spiders. Just a whole bunch of them fell out of that heater duct, like all different kinds of spiders too, not just like one kind, a bunch of little babies. No, all kinds of them. One of them bit me right here. I have a scar to this day. My eye got this big and black,
Oh
and
man.
I'll never forget it. But the doctor that looked at my eyes said that a spider will inject their victim with something that turns their innards into soup. So later on, they come back and they suck it out. That's why you see the little skeletons in their web. Whatever that spider was injected that. I almost lost my left eye.
Wow.
Yeah, true story. I'll never forget that. Then another time, I had just had my son. I had all my kids C-section, and I had staples all the way across, and I was in a dark room brushing my hair, and I had never cut my hair before. It was real long. Brushing my hair, and a big wolf spider dropped from the ceiling right on my chest, and then raised up like this and looked at me. Wah! I took off running, ripped my stitches, had to go to the hospital. Oh, I don't like spiders.
Yeah. I have a story that I can't really tell, but I had a wolf spider on me, and it was like that big around freaked me out, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah, that one had some weight to it. Like I felt it hit my chest, you
Mhm.
know. I forgot I had this. I'm sitting here looking at stuff in my little cabinet. I forgot I had that.
All righty, everyone. I think we are going to go ahead and start wrapping the live up. We've gone 2 hours, and I've got to try to save some of my StreamYard minutes for the extra live that I have for the Yarnaholics. So, luckily, I don't use but about 16 hours, so I should have enough. But I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that came in today. And do you want to go over anything real quick about your channel, like your new milestone?
Oh yeah, I'm over 600. I just posted my 600 subscriber giveaway, so that's super exciting. And I draw later on tonight for my 400 subscriber giveaway, and on the 20th for my 500, and then not to the beginning of June for my 600. So you can enter 3 giveaways right now on my channel. It's moving so fast. I didn't expect this. I expected,
Yeah.
I'll get 100 and wait a few months and get another, and it's
Yeah.
just boom, boom, boom. So they're overlapping. So I have 3 giveaways going on right now. And I actually have 2 hidden giveaways in my videos that are open worldwide as well, smaller ones. But yeah, I have a lot of giveaways going on right now. So, and I'm also doing the collab with Connie and the collab, Connie from Just Another Stitch, with her collaboration, the Just Because collab, and then with Cindy and Robert for their 1-year podiversary. So it's Pups and Crochet pod anniversary or pod podiversary or something like that. I'm sorry. It's on there. There's a bunch of folks doing them. So I got those going on. And then I'm here with Crystal now once a month. So that's what's going on with me. Sorry. Long-winded again.
It's okay. Jen, if you're still here, the Yarnaholics Live is this coming Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Time, and it will be on my channel this month. So, I just want to say thank you to everyone. I hope everyone has a great afternoon. And Yarn Barf is also in the collab too. So have a great day, everybody. Thank you, Dee, for joining me on my channel. You're very welcome. And I will definitely let you know, Charity. I do need some more spots filled, so I will contact you about that. All right. Take care, everyone. I hope y'all have a great afternoon. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.